Good to have you here. Let's start with the basics. Where were you born and from what time periods did you live in?
Hey Jamie, good to be here. I was born in France from the periods 1469 to 1527.
What is one thing that you are very proud of that you did in your youth?
I entered the service of Republic of Florence as a diplomat and political advisor.
What happened to that?
In 1512, the Republic was overthrown. I was jailed and tortured before being sent into exile. I then was forced into retirement, so I began to study ancient history and write.
Did you write any books?
Yeah, I finished my first book, The Prince, in 1513, which remains one of the classics of Western political history.
Why did you write that book?
I wrote it in hopes of being allowed to return to the government service.
Let's talk about your book, The Prince. What were your main points in it?
My main points were on different kinds of troops, especially mercenaries, military duties of the prince, on the reasons why men are praised or blamed, especially princes, on cruelty and clemency, whether it is better to be feared or loved, the way princes should keep their word, how a prince should act to acquire a reputation, and the influence of luck on human affairs and the ways to counter it.
Wow, that's a lot of points to cover. What was your most interesting to write about?
The most interesting to write about was on cruelty and clemency, whether it is better to be feared than loved.
What is your view on human nature?
My view on human nature is that your fate is controlled 50% by free will and 50% fate. Also, if you put your best effort, it could change it too.
Do you think it's better to put the individual first or put the community first?
Well, I think it's definitely better to be feared than loved. Also, if you're doing something so terrible that people are afraid of you, it's not a bad thing. You will have power. I guess I'll say that the individual is better.
Why do you think that?
Well, you don't want to be hated because then that won't do any good. But being feared will make people be intimidated by you and your respect will come.
What's your advice to a prince?
My advice to a prince is that princes should keep their word on everything they do. They should know how to get out of sticky situations, as a lion cannot protect himself from traps and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. You have to be a fox in order to be wary of traps and a lion to overcome the wolves.
Why do you think you are fit to give advice to a prince?
You have to be confident in what you're doing if you're a prince. If you can't share your ideas and be confident, you should not be a prince.
Why did you write the book, The Prince?
I wrote the book, The Prince, because I want to see how brilliant I am. I also have a passionate desire for politics.
How do you get respect as a prince?
You can get respect as a prince by having no other thought than war and its rules/disciplines. You can get respect by not making money a motivator. Money will never be good enough for people.
All right, nice to have you here. Thanks, Machiavelli.